both are unlimited. Each day she understands a little more. Each day another secret of her world is unraveled. For the small child, the dogmatic metaphysics of the 17th century philosopher and consummate optimist Leibniz will seem obvious. Had we but world enough and time, we would be able to know everything, and to understand that this world is the best of all possible ones. What else would make sense? The next step of reason is skepticism, and though the word adolescence was not invented in Kant's day, he describes all its symptoms, the peculiar mixture of disappointment and exhilaration that accompanies the teenager's discovery that the world is not the way it should be. Even at their very best, and we seldom are, parents and teachers have failings, and those of us who have become parents and teachers ourselves have also been adolescents, just as surely as the rest of you. They know less than we thought they did. They can offer fewer solutions than we hoped. Even when they do not lie, they did not tell us all they could have. They want to shield us in the wrong ways and fail to protect us in the right ones. They embarrass us with habits and beliefs they inevitably acquired in an earlier era. They criticize what they don't understand and hang on to times that have changed. Why shouldn't we conclude that whatever truths and rules we learned from them were misguided? Indeed, that the very ideas of truth and rule deserve to be laid to rest. Why shouldn't we move from boundless trust in the world to boundless mistrust? Kant says this step is more mature than the wide-eyed credulity of reason's childhood, and therefore necessary and valuable. To be sure, he never had to raise an adolescent. But the wild swing from endless trust to permanent distrust is not yet maturity. Unsurprisingly, maturity is Kant's metaphor for his own philosophy, which should give you the wisdom to find a path between mindlessly accepting everything you're told and mindlessly rejecting it. Growing up is a matter of acknowledging the uncertainties that weave through our lives, often worse, of living without certainty, while recognizing that we will inevitably continue to seek it. Such a standpoint is easier to describe than to consistently maintain. But then again, whoever said growing up would be easy? The problem with all this, at first glance, is not that it's hard, but that it's boring. Worse than boring, it sounds resigned. Is there more to this standpoint than you could get from your harmless but well-meaning uncle, growing a belly, who tells you that life will be neither as wondrous as you thought in your childhood, nor as tormented as you thought in your adolescence, and it's time to buck up and make the best of it? Banal as it is, the statement is true, but it hardly seems worth striving for. Why not just skip Kant and listen to the Rolling Stones? If you try sometimes, you just might find you get what you need. And speaking of harmless uncles, Kant's life hardly seems a model of an adulthood to which you'd aspire. He never traveled further than 40 miles from the place he was born. He never married. Even the one rumor we have of a love affair remains unconfirmed. His adult life consisted of a routine of lectures, academic chores, and writing so demanding and regular that his neighbors were said to set their watches by the daily walk he took to maintain his weak constitution. The poet Heinrich Heine went so far as to say that Kant's life history was easy to describe, for he had neither a life nor a history. That same poet, however, also described Kant as a rebel who stormed the heavens and made the French revolutionary Robespierre seem humdrum. Nor was Heine alone. Most of Kant's younger contemporaries felt much the same. We begin to see why when we turn to Kant's most famous discussion of maturity, which occurs at the beginning of the Enlightenment's best-known essay. What is enlightenment defines it as reason's emancipation from its self-incurred immaturity. We choose immaturity because we are lazy and scared. How much more comfortable it is to let someone else make your decisions. If I have a book that takes care of my understanding, a preacher who takes care of my conscience, a doctor who prescribes my diet, I need not make any effort myself. I need not think, so long as I can pay. Others will handle the business for me. Even Kant could write straightforward sentences when he was writing for the Berlinisch.